What's going on, guys? It's Ed here. Breaking news that I recorded 5 times, but every time I go to edit, we find something new that I need to talk about. Ogata tweeted last night that they went to the Lyrical Cup and saw a poster for Dear Days 2. And before you guys say, Ed, this picture looks so awkward, look at the way the poster's hanging. How do you know this is legit? Because Chris went there himself and found the poster and took a picture. So let's quickly go over what we find. We got some new characters joining us, as well as old returning characters, and they include some screenshots of the game. We'll get to see better resolution of these screenshots later. This release date is supposed to be January 30th, 2025, giving us roughly 6 months before this is supposed to drop. And that date's kind of important because I'll tell you why later. And then if you purchase the physical copy of the game in Japan, you get 3 exclusive PR cards. But it is releasing for Nintendo Switch and Steam for the price tag of 7,600 yen, which is about $70 US. Now, I have some feelings about this game, but it's just a lot to go over, so we're going to unpack everything else. So, everyone had a similar sentiment with Chris. I legit do not understand the logic of dropping a Dear Days 2 poster at a Lyrical Monastery exclusive tournament instead of saving it for a big announcement at Tokyo Game Show or their product announcement stream. This would include our either regular Tuesday or Thursday streams or the Bushiroad strategy presentation that we're getting later this month. And honestly, I'm expecting that's where we're gonna get the formal announcement of this game, even though they've already posted on their socials. Once these pictures started trending in the Vanguard space, they posted on the social media accounts for Dear Days. Also, the website is live for the game too, so you can go here yourself. Here's the URL up here to see that the game is in fact live in Dear Days 2. And then clicking the first news link, telling you scheduled releases on January 30th. Tells you about the game, how it includes for the new standard rule set. The deck building did get changed as opposed to what it did from Dear Days 1. Please stay tuned for more official announcements about the game. And they even included two different trailers. One that's in the Japanese and one that is Japanese audio, but with English text upon it. So we're just going to let that play through for a minute. And I'm going to talk a little often about things I want to talk about, so it meets the requirements for fair use.
Nintendo Switch、Steam でヴァンガードが遊べるデジタルゲーム。その最新作が発売決定。カードファイトヴァンガード Dear Days 2。ヴァンガードとは自分自身が先導者になって
Going over basic Cray knowledge that we all know, but it's good for new players to know.
私一同寺ユキと
So Yuki Ichidoji is coming back.
新たなキャラクターたちが
This is a new character voiced by Moemi. She's been posting about it on Twitter and how she voiced in G series.
ファイトを繰り広げていく。どんな強敵
Misato
な相手でも
Kuga.
私負ける気しないから。私
Okay.
相手でもどんな強敵
This is also a new character. I don't know the actor for this one, but they have a cool
な
design.
相手で
And now here's my Hail Mary pass for this character. I believe these are both the same person. It's just a split personality. So Gaku Nijo,
も私負ける気しない
and they're also the same. And you can also see they're wearing the same clothes. This is Ro Nijo. So I believe that this is going to be a plot point of Dear Days 2.
からディバインズのキャラクターたちの新ストーリーも収録
Divine's characters are also coming back.
最新のスタンダードルールに対応ディバインズを含む B シリーズ
So this means it's going to have from regular D Saga set 1 to DZ LBT01, which is the Lyrical Monasterio set right here. Which means when this game releases, in English, it'll be 1 set behind. In Japan, it could possibly be 2 sets behind upon release, which Dear Days was in a similar situation.
など3000種類以上収録
This is the part people are really on the fence about this game with, because yes, you shouldn't expect future cards to already be in the game. if they haven't been designed yet. But so far, we're looking at quite literally a Deer Days 2, which is not looking good so far.
このカードも続々追加カードを集めて好きなデッキでファイトできる充実のチュートリアルでヴァンガードが初めてでも大丈夫ルールを覚えてゲームを楽しもうオンライン対戦を含むさまざまなファイトを実装友達と遊ぶのはもちろん世界中のファイターとランキングを競い合える好きな遊び方でヴァンガードを楽しもう今世紀最高峰のヴァンガードデジタルカードゲームがここにカードファイトヴァンガードディアデイズ2 2025年1月30日発売ブシロードゲームズ
So, if they want this statement to be true, where was it? The best Vanguard digital card game of the century is here. They're going to have to do a lot of stuff and generate a lot more goodwill that Furyu destroyed when they made Dear Days 1. And I'm not saying Furyu is entirely to blame, because Bushiroad had to sign off on some of those decisions. But, like I said, they definitely have to try to fix some of the ill will that has occurred with what happened with Dear Days 1. Also, I want to point out, it does, specifically this point at the end when they say Bushiroad Games, there's no mention. In the first trailer for Dear Days, we did get the Furyu logo. This one's just by Bushiroad Games, so it's possible they developed this in-house. And that's why, like, if you look here, it's similar to the Dear Days 1 structure. But if you look at the art is slightly changed. So, like, if we go to, you can kind of see it here, that the art style has changed slightly. But not too much. I'm probably coping. It's probably developed by Furyu, but they knew that that was going to be a polarizing thing, so they could have omitted it. So let me go over my thoughts real fast about this. And I'm just going to have this play in the background while I'm talking. So I'm happy that we're getting another sim, because it means Bushiroad's not giving up on the idea after Dear Days 1. And it's the fact that it's Dear Days 2 and how everything's pointing towards it. There was a thing, where was it? People have been posting online. Product. There it is. So, title Dear Days. Yep, we all know this. And then does not support crossplay between other platforms. That was one thing that we really wanted for Dear Days, and it's a shame they're not doing it. And it has the $70 price tag. So, like I said, I'm happy we're getting another sim. I'm happy Bushiroad's not giving up. But there's more bads than good so far. Because so far, it looks like we're going to have to pay $70 for a game. And then, we're going to have to probably pay more for the DLC. If they change, then my position will change. I'm not too afraid to admit when I am objectively wrong. I mean, this character looks cool, I'm not going to lie. And one thing that we may look forward to is either a Graham Grace retrain with a divine skill, and maybe a new unit with a divine skill. Could be interesting how they're going to incorporate all the especially Yu into the story, because this would have to take place either between the events of there's no, not even, because season 2 of Divines takes place right immediately where season 1 dropped off. So this would have to take place after Season 2, at the very least. So far, it's not looking good. It's very nerve-wracking, because we don't know how this game's going to go. I'm going to be very on the fence about this. I will be covering this as we get more details later. I think it's safe to say that Dear Days is officially dead in the water. Oh, and what makes it kind of funnier is when they announced this game last night, they decided to put all the DLC for 30% off. And one thing that kind of strikes me the wrong way is because they only went up to set 10 or set 11 or whatever was latest, Dragon Tree Invasion or Clash of Heroes. And now I don't think this DLC is never going to come to finish off the game. It sucks that they're adding a sequel to a game that never was truly finished, but all the stuff, like I said with on Twitter, kind of rubs me the wrong way, because I spent $100 plus on Dear Days to support it, and it turned out the way it did. And now if you pay Dear Days 2, you get everything Dear Days 1 had for much, much cheaper. And more. And more. But I knew they were going to have to rebuild the game from scratch, because of the energy mechanic and certain fundamentals of the game have changed. there's not going to be a best way for me to put this in there, so I'm adding this in post. Things I think that would help generate goodwill towards Dear Days players is give people who played actively or have proof of purchase of Dear Days 1 a discount. That's going to be too hard to track or to validate. So they're probably not going to do that. Make the game, what's the phrasing? With this initial price of the game, that should be the only price you have to pay for the game. Let If you want all the silver rares, all the FFRs, all the FRs, if you just want all the high rarity shit to be unlocked immediately, then you could pay for that. But since it's unlockable in game, you should be able to get that for free by just playing the game. So there should not be a DLC pass for the Gear Days because I feel like that would personally be scummy. I just wanted to add that in here too. Yeah, basically, they just need to generate more goodwill if they want this game to succeed. Because everyone in my locals heard this news last night, they were not happy. And the fact that there's not that much communication game from Bush Road, that's why I'm waiting and I'm going to keep monitoring the news of Dear Days 2 to see how they go about it and how things happen. But, like we said, I'm just going to pay attention. Hopefully something comes up. Back to the rest of the video. But let me know what you guys think. I'm going to keep this short as I can. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay happy, stay healthy. I'll see you guys next time.